Hey guys, alright, so this video is going to be my last and final video, but I still get a ton of comments and just questions, concerns about Kohl's, my experience, interview questions, how orientation went, a lot of comments. And I don't know how many people are going to watch this, but I hope I provide you with comfort because I know a lot of people, this is their first job they're applying to and they need that comfort because they never went through an interviewing process. All right, how to apply. A lot of people have that question, how to apply to Kohl's. Basically, you go to kohls.com or Kohl's Careers and make sure you already have your resume. Whether you don't have any previous work experience, make sure you have a resume and make sure it looks, presentable. There's a lot of resume templates out there that you can use and just apply there. And everything else is self-explanatory. Interview questions. How to get hired. I answered this, but it's so easy to get hired at Kohl's. If you don't get hired at Kohl's, probably because they don't think that you're going to be a reliable enough employee or worker, or they don't think you're going to be reliable because of your availability. Availability has a lot of weight in the interviewing process. They don't think you're as outgoing enough to interact with customers on a daily basis. You don't have to be the most happy and jolly person, but just greeting the customers and helping them and answering their questions is just fine. It's like the bare minimum. This is an on the phone interview. So this is way less intense than having to do an interview in front of the interviewer. You get what I'm saying? While you're around the interviewees. Tell me about yourself. So just be like, if you don't have any previous work experience, or if you do, that's even great because you have something to talk about. I'm this age, I graduated, or I'm still at school and I'm looking for this to be my first job. And I also stuttered a lot, but I try to polish it as good as I could. But like I said, it's an on a phone interview. It's way less intense. It's actually very chill and mellow. Okay, so y'all got this. All right, previous work experience. If you already have a job, then that's great. Just talk about that previous job that you had. If you don't have any previous work experience, it is okay. Just talk about some, let's say if you have extracurricular activities that you do in school, or if you help around the house or whatever. Just be like, I don't have any previous work experience, but I do have experience with helping other people and engaging with other people. Like that will be great. So that's good. Think about that, factor that in. If that provides you comfort. You can also say those things I just said. Have you had experience with a negative situation? You turned it positive. Self-explanatory. Make up a situation if you have to. Just make up anything. Let's see. Let me make up something. Oh, well, let's see. I had a customer that wasn't happy with their return. So I offered them a 20% discount and another product that was similar to the item that they wanted to return. And the situation turned positive because they were happy with the suggestion that I gave them. So something like that, like I said, make up anything. Trust me, it doesn't mean as much as you think it does. Availability is very important. Now, if you have other things going on, like let's say you have school, you have college, or you have another job, let them know. If you let them know right up front, then they will respect that. You will still get the job. Trust me. Availability matters when you tell them up front that, hey, I can't make this date. If you're really straightforward with something, see that and they'll respect that and they will see you as a good employee for the company. Just a little tip for Kohl's and for your future jobs going forward. If you don't get the job, follow these tips, you will. They may or may not ask you, what position do you want to work at best? My opinion, they're gonna put you in whatever position that they need you to work at, whether that's stockroom, on the cashier, which is POS, on the floor, merchandising, but just tell them where you feel most comfortable at, and they will keep that in mind, and that will help you as well. Orientation. All right, so If you get to the orientation part, the hard part is already over. Orientation, you literally just bring in your documents like your social security card, your contact information, your let's see, your ID. Like you're just doing that, you're following that, you're getting your paperwork in order, you know, because you're already hired. And they're just gonna show you around the store, and you also get paid for those hours of orientation. So my orientation was about like 4 hours. I think it was less than that, probably like 3 hours. I got paid for that, and that was it. Orientation was really chill. So the pay, working at Kohl's, I live in the South. So let me explain this. If you live more in the South, you know, the taxes are lower, standard of living is lower. So my pay was $9 an hour. If you live more, you know, the West, North, you know, up north and all that, it's going to be more, obviously, because the standard of living is higher. So taxes are going to be higher. So it's probably $13, $10, $11. Just know in the South, you get lower standard of living, lower taxes. So if you live in California, it's going to be $13, which is equivalent to $9 in the South. You get what I'm saying? You understand? My personal experience at Kohl's, is this a good job? Me personally, I really like working at Kohl's. It's a good environment to work in. Mostly older people. The environment's kind of clean. You know what I mean? It gives you that vibe. I actually like Kohl's. Like, I love the candle section, love the home section. So that part of it too. However, the pay is what I did not like. That's why because I started working at Kohl's, you know, before the pandemic, and I stopped working like, you know, during the pandemic. So the pay was just not my preference. The work that I was doing wouldn't, like, you know, compensate that. Most of the questions were about the phone interview. Like I said, you guys are lucky you didn't have to do an interview in person. Just keep that in mind, okay? They're gonna call you. If you don't get a call, just make sure you call them and just be like, hey, I had an interview at this time, so and so. They probably just got caught up, so don't get worried about that. Hope the flow, you know, sound kind of like high energy. Perfect, okay? And if you need, like, you know, a little bit more comfort, go to my last video and look at the comment section because there's a lot of help. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.